Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Nini, and I know I haven't posted in a while because I have been doing a lot of behind the scene things, and I'm going to be saying that a lot because I do a lot of behind the scene things that's not necessarily documentable, I would say. So I just been thinking, trying to find my niche in this candle business market. I thought about doing the solid white color, just the solid different colors, and then as you already should know from previous videos, I've decided to go with the marble effect theme. But I just kept thinking, like, it's missing something. Like, I know there's other people who do the marble effect with their candles, so like, still, what's gonna make my candles stand out? And that's what any business owner should think. What's gonna make my business stand out from anybody else's business? Okay, so as you can see, I do have some strawberry molds. So I have been playing with the strawberry cheesecake fragrance oil, and I was like, what if I do strawberry molds with my marble effect theme? Like you know how you think about something and then you try to put it in, into action and make that vision come alive. I actually done it. So I believe, I know that what I have created is amazing. If I say so myself, okay? So I already made like 2 candles, so I am gonna show you guys and tell me what you think. So give me a drum roll. And voila, these are the candles that I made. So it still has the marble effect with the strawberries on top. Marble effect with the strawberries on top, okay? Marble effect with the strawberries on top. So the marble effect means that each candle is going to be made basically differently. All candles are not going to be the same. So that's why I do like the marble effect, because no candle is going to be identical. But I had the strawberries on top. I just think that's just so cute. I know, give myself a round of applause. But okay, so I've decided that I'm going to actually make these candles on camera for you guys, so y'all can see the process of how I went about doing this, okay? So, do I want to keep them in? Yeah, because I like to actually look side by side so I can know where to stop at. And the reason why I stopped so low is because when I put the lid on, I want to be able to put the lid on without basically crushing the beautiful strawberries. Y'all can't tell me my hard work. My hard thinking, because I've been thinking. That's what I've been doing. I've been doing a lot of thinking, and this is my thoughts. Okay. So again, I am about to go ahead and try to recreate these. And again, these are 21-ounce vessels. And I decided that I am going to stick with those vessels. I am also going to eventually add like 8-ounce jars, and then the wax melts. But right now, I'm going to focus on one thing at a time, because my mind just can't handle all this. Yeah. Good. Okay, so I'm gonna get, this is my 6006 wax, and I'm going to weigh it so I can know how much fragrance oil I'm gonna need, because this should be enough to make 2 21-ounce candles. So that's 2 pounds. Gotta get my handy dandy calculator. So 2 pounds, 7.3 ounces. Let's see how much fragrance oil. And I do an 8% fragrance load because I don't want to do, I think 6% fragrance oil is too light, and 10% fragrance oil can be too much. So I'm going in the middle. Let me see. Okay, so with that amount of wax, I'm gonna need 3.144 ounces. Okay. So normally when I used to see like the candle maker gurus do all the math and stuff, I'm like, what? You don't need all to do all that. You don't need to do all that. That's a lot. You do need to measure. You need to measure your wax. You need to measure your fragrance oil. Because you just gotta have it on point. You don't want it to be, you don't want to put too much fragrance oil in there, and then somebody might have the candle by their nightstand and laying down in bed, and it's just too strong and powerful for their noses, and they can't handle it. So again, it's good to measure out everything. Okay, so I'm trying to wait till this go all the way down, so the wax not go down a little bit, so the wax don't. Oh, that's hot. Okay. I'm trying to, because what's going to happen is, okay, I think it should be good now. Okay. So I'm going to get one of these measuring cups, and y'all probably didn't even see me measure out my wax, but it's okay. So I need 3.144. So zero it out. Get my perfect oil. Strawberry cheesecake. It's more berry than cheesecake. Okay, I gotta pour a little bit of it. Hold on. Ooh, that's too much. 3.2, round up. Okay. So, I'll turn it off. So when the wax is fully melted, I can add my fragrance oil. And also, so how I was able to create this, I know I normally would, like when I did the last marble effects with this red dye, I would use the white wax and then use the red dye, and then it would give it this pink reddish color. But this time I actually did 1 drop of red. I put 1 drop of red into my wax to give it the pink color, so that when I do the marble effect, I can do the red dye and give it the red marble effect. You know what I'm saying? So I'm using 2 different colors, pink, red, but really I'm using 1 dye. So I just thought that was cool as well, you know, because I'm smarter than I don't know. Okay. So let me put this back on here. But yeah, these little molds are so cute. They look like real strawberries, don't you think? So this is the mold that I have. And as you can see, I already had some wax in there to create more strawberries. And it's kind of really easy to pop out. I just move it around a little bit to loosen it up so it can be easy for me to push out the strawberries when I'm ready. So yeah, I just push it up, take it, boom, push it up, boom, and repeat until all the strawberries are out of the mold. I didn't even have to use no adhesive spray that I actually purchased for like the mold release to make it easy. To get it out of the mold. But yeah, so this is actually how it looks on the inside. You can see. I am gonna actually think about using gloves because sanitary purposes, and just never know. I may have my nail have polish on it sometimes. You don't want it to chip and accidentally get into the product and potentially cause a safety hazard for your customer. So yeah, but aren't they so cute? You can just actually just eat it. Yum, 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 yum. Okay. Okay, so the Chandelier and Me, my little machine, my starter wax melter, that is what I actually going to use to help me create or melt the wax that I need to pour into the mold. Instead of using my big pot, I can use that and it works perfectly fine. And these little strawberries do have fragrance oil in it, so it does smell like strawberries. Like, smell it. Strawberries. Okay, so they do have fragrance oil in it. I actually used the leftover wax that I had from making these to make the molds. And I just gotta say, everything is working. Everything is coming. So I could y'all just see these? See? Somebody come over to your place. Oh girl, that is so cute. It's like, it can be like a gift for your, you know, your friend, your mother, your lover, you know. I'm just saying. It could be a gift for anybody. Anybody that wants their space to smell like strawberry. This is where it's at, okay? Also, I know a lot of candle gurus, and they be like, when you start your business, you should start off with 3 to 6 different fragrances. And I'm like, dang, that's a lot. But then when you go back, or when they post a video and they be like, 6 mistakes I wish or I didn't make when starting a candle business, or 6 mistakes that I made, or dang, I can't even say it. 6 mistakes I made when starting my candle business, something like that. And they be like, oh, I wish I would have made, or dang, I can't even get it out. Okay, let me start over. You know, a lot of candle business gurus, they be like, oh, you should start off with 3 to 6 different fragrances. And then they'll make a video like later on and they be like, the 6 mistakes that I made when starting my candle business, which is one of them, it's always one of them be saying that I wish I would have started with lesser fragrance to be able to keep up with inventory. So me, I'm gonna do it my way, and I decided that I'm actually going to work with 1 fragrance oil for now, and then I'll add as I go. So I think I'm gonna do 1 fragrance oil with the 21 ounce, 8 ounce in the wax melt. And then once I get the feel of how people, community, customers, you know, how can I say this? Once I see how customers around the world respond to my candles, then I feel like I can add another fragrance to my business. So I am going to just stick with 1 fragrance for now. And I'm not saying I'm gonna stick with like 1 fragrance for like 6 months. No, it's just gonna be, I'm just gonna see how the market does with the fragrance oil that I decided to put out there, and then go from there. So yeah, this is almost done. I actually don't need to add any dye, because I think if I because it's already giving like a pink, because I have made candles in here, so it's already giving like a pink, it's already giving like a pink color in there. So I don't know if I should add another dye, drop a dye or not, because I don't want it to be red. It's gonna mess up everything, and it's gonna throw off the whole process in a waste of wax, you know. Well, not really a waste of wax, because you know what I've used it? Strawberry molds. Okay, so while that is still melting, I'm gonna go ahead and wick my jars. So I've decided, well, I found out a way that I can wick my jar. Okay, so what I was doing was I was putting my jars in the oven, then taking them out the oven and trying to wick them, and the jars were just too hot for me to touch. And then if I let the jars cool down too fast, or if I let the jars get cool, then sometimes the wax does not stick to the jars. You get what I'm saying? So what I do is I actually wick my jars and then I put them in the oven, so that way it was already wicked and I could just pour the wax into the jar. So again, we have learned that with the 6006 wax, 21-ounce jars, CD7 6-inch is the wick to go. Okay, I know, because I did so many tests with so many different wax, so many different wicks. So I've learned also, like, what works for other people might not work for you. So that's why it's good to just go ahead and go through the testing journey. Don't rush it, because you don't want to put out a product out there and the wick ain't wicking the way it's supposed to. So yeah, that's what I learned. Hold on. Oh. Boom. So I got them whipped, and I'm gonna wait until, okay, the wax is melted. So I'm going to add the fragrance oil in there. Yeah, I'm not gonna add any dye, because I guess the red that was left in here binded already with the wax, and it's giving it a pink color. Mix it on. Okay, now I'm gonna go put these jars in the oven. I think I'm gonna take one off. So I can have some room. Get two. This, I'm using this as a guide to where I need to stop it at, because I don't want to fill it up too high, and then I won't be able to close or put the lid on the jar. So while the candles are in the oven, how have you guys been? It's like I haven't seen you guys in forever. Thanks to all the new subscribers. I seen y'all. I was like, they like me. They really, really like me. Okay, maybe I just like my country, but I see y'all. Thank y'all. Man, with 94 subscribers, let's go. Let's go. Let's see if we can get to 100 subscribers. Let's see if we can get to that 100. Anyway, how have y'all been? Has life been lifing for you guys? Life been lifing for me. Okay, so while the jars are in the oven, warming up, and I'm waiting for the wax and the fragrance oil to do its chemical bonding thing. Okay, how have you guys been? How have y'all been? You know, it's been a minute. Thank you guys for the new subscribers. You know, I see y'all. I was like, oh, they like me. They really, really like me. Or y'all just like my content. But thank y'all. I see y'all. Thank y'all. Let's see if I can get to 100. 1, 0, 0. So I actually needed to add one more drop of dye. I mean, one drop of dye to it, because I did like the wax test, and this highlight that pink was gonna be in. Nah, that was gonna cut it. So I did add a drop of dye, red dye, into the wax. And I know I say 150, but it can be like close to it, you know, as long as it's close to it. As long as it's not too hot. I'll wait to pour the wax in. Okay. So as you can see, I poured them probably different times. This one first and this one last. This is getting the cloudy look. So once it gets the cloudy look, that's when I normally do the marble effect, and then I'll wait for that one to also get the cloudy look. So again, I'm using the red or dark pink liquid dye. Get one of my bamboo screws. All right. I normally take this off so I can get all the way around and then eventually put it back on there. Okay. Let's add the dye. Took the bamboo screw. Get some dye in there. Drip drop. So I do just add the dye all around the screw. Then I insert the screw into the wax and I just move the dye around along the edge. If you need more, just add more dye. Insert it. I'm gonna do maybe one more time to get the other side. Move it around, creating my own little pattern. Okay. And then we can see how that comes out. And then I'm gonna wait for this to get a little cloudy as well before I put any dye into that. And I'm going to put this back on. So I'm going to wait till this get kind of more solid, and then I'm going to add the strawberries on top. On this one, I actually made this part first and then decided to add the strawberries on top. So what I had to do was I had to get my hot gun and I had to melt the top and then position the strawberries into the wax and let it, you know, settle on in, dry up. And that's how it came out. Okay, this one is cloudy. I'm gonna take this off so I can bring my magic. I'm scared. Let's look at these. Just like that. Okay, so now I'm just gonna let these cool down. At least enough to where I could put the strawberries on top. And see what magic I created. Okay. Now let's see if I can add the strawberries now. So this is how the marble look is giving. The marble look is giving. Okay. Now I need my hot glue gun so I can smooth it out to add the strawberries to the top. Get a little even mixed pool. And do it with both of them. Just enough so that it can stay in place. All right. Here we go. Who's going to be the lucky strawberry? I messed up. So actually it's easier to do one at a time. Because it's going to dry up fast. So I'm going to do one at a time. Okay, what we do a compass, and we do what? North, east, south, and west. Okay, never eat sour worms. Okay, we learned that in school. And voila. So now I'm gonna try to do this one. Okay. Oh, that was hot. The power of hot glue. Voila. It's giving, I want a strawberry cheesecake. I feel like it's a little off centered. Ooh. A win is a win. A win is a win. You know what I'm saying? Win is a win. Oh my gosh, this is funny. Let my strawberries and cream. I don't know. Cause this compared to this. It's giving, I need to read it. And this is how you read it. You just gotta scoop it on up. Scoop it up. Dang, I probably should have added it to that, but for the strawberry. So one thing about if you mess up, you can do that. I just didn't like how it was sitting. I'm gonna try this again. You know what I need? One of those tongs, those things that you can grip stuff with, so I can place it down. And that looks a little better. That looks a little better. So I'm gonna have to let this sit. Now this, I do got some extra strawberries I can work with if I want to redo it. But I don't think I necessarily have to redo it. It ain't really that bad. You know what I'm saying? It's not... A win is a win. Look, a win is a win. So I am going to let this cool down. Yeah, I'm gonna let that cool down and see the final results. All right, you guys. So this is how the candles came out. It's like strawberries and cream, you know? I gotta clean it up a little bit, but... And that's how you make it. So again, if you want to continue to follow me on my candle business journey, like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see your girl thrive. See you later.